You a big fan of David Wagner and his work? What he's done there? I mean, with
he's
the resources...
very different. His methods are unusual for English football.
What do you mean by that?
3 days before a game, the team train at whatever time the kickoff is. So that might sound a good idea, but if that's on a Friday, you know, and the team are training late, and they then got to travel to a game. You've then got players sat in traffic jams. You know, in England, Friday night, well, it's everywhere. Most big cities, Friday night. Players can be sat in a car for 2.5 hours. And that's not necessarily a good thing. If they're travelling away, you don't get to the hotel till a little bit later. They have very, very long day on a Thursday. Sometimes 9 till 5 on a Thursday, which, you know, you're looking to sharpen up those last couple of days before a game.
Yeah, there's some real logic to it as well, though, isn't there?
Oh, there is.
Because actually, if the game kicks off at 3 o'clock, in theory, if you've been programming your body for the previous 3 days to work at 3 o'clock, in theory it should work. If it's a 5:30 kickoff, well, you've been doing that at 5:30 for the 3 previous days. I personally think that there needs to be a little bit of flexibility there as well.
It's great when it works.
Yeah.
The moment it doesn't work, players will turn on you in an instant. Say, don't like doing that, and it's because of that, because I was sat in the car. So there is, as Gareth says, there is a lot of logic in it, but you do have to have that extra bit of flexibility, and actually sometimes you have to treat the players' minds and just allow them to be happy.
What do you think were some of the strangest habits that your managers had when you were players? Was there anything that strikes you?
I played for Martin O'Neill. There weren't too many stranger than Martin. I mean, if you won on a Saturday, you see you Thursday. There'd be no training in the week. If you lost, you'd be in on the Sunday. It was all about winning. You know, training often was everything. It was winning. If you lost anything in training, there was a forfeit. As simple as that. And he was quite happy. He said, look, if you want to go out having a drink on a Friday night and you want to have 5, 10, 15 pints of beer, fine. As long as you play well on Saturday, it's fine. If you don't, you'll never play for me again. So there was part of him that sort of put the responsibility in your own hands.
Know your own limits.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that might have come from his kind of era as a player under
Brian
definitely.
Clough. Oh, he was, yeah, by all accounts, he was
example.
very, very similar to Clough.
Yeah, I think so. I'm just trying to think, you know, David Pleat was a very creative coach on the training park. Different ideas, different thoughts. You know, at times, you know, I didn't always see eye to eye with him personally, because I thought some of his ideas were very, you know, some of his warm-ups would be just strange in my opinion. They didn't prepare me for the training session.
What do you have to do?
Well, you know,
don't be embarrassed.
No, it's hard to explain it. It was often you would work in pairs, and there would be a thing where you'd be down on your haunches and you had to slap each other's knees. It was almost like a playground type thing. You know, that didn't work for me because I'd had some knee surgery, and actually it put me in a vulnerable position, in my opinion. But you wouldn't be allowed to drop out of it, for example.